Hello and welcome to Healthy Aging with Gina. It's the new show, it's to kick off the new year. Can you believe it? January 2021. Well, I don't think any of us are going to forget what 2020 has been like. A strange and weird year. March changed the world for everybody. I was lucky in February that I'd been able to go to Malaysia, and I got back just in time. So here I am, starting a new year, new program, and let me introduce myself. I'm Gina Clifford-Holmes. I am British born, but I have been a proud resident of this glorious country, South Africa, for the last 29 years. Mother of 3 kids, all who choose to live and work in this wonderful country. So whenever I have people who say, oh, there's no future here, they have to go overseas, I say, listen, I've got 3 adult children who live and work in South Africa, so there's every opportunity here. It's all about your attitude, it's all about what you choose to want to do. So for myself, grew up in the UK, came out to South Africa 29 years ago for my ex-husband's business. Came with 2 small children. We had the 3rd one who was born here. And I've worked in office and admin, but always had a fascination in health and wellness. And my mother opened the first independent health food shop in the UK, in Windsor, way back in the early 70s. And I was brought up at an early age with somebody who believed in healthy, good food, nutrition. We were all on brown bread, whole wheat bread, brown rice, salads, fruits and vegetables, way before it was fashionable. So that's always been a core part of my interests. And I've always loved working with the older population. So the name of the show, Healthy Aging with Gina. So who's it for? Well, it's first and foremost for anybody, but it is aimed specifically for our older population. Now, you will find as someone who's getting a little older that I don't feel old. I don't like to talk old, I don't feel old, and I have friends who are 70s, 80s, 90s, and they don't feel old either. I don't like the terminology that is used to describe someone as elderly. That's one of my no-no words. Even seniors. I believe that our elders, our older population, are people who need to be treasured and they need to be taken care of. And it is one of the least represented demographics through all media. But there's very little that's out there for you. If I look back in the past, my dad's favorite program when I was growing up was The Golden Girls, and even that was about 4 wonderful older women who lived together. But it was a huge hit. So even then, there were very few programs, but there was one program that was aimed at that market. These days, there are very few, unless there are those of you who watch Netflix and Grace and Frankie, which I have to think for 2 women who are in their 80s is absolutely brilliant. So it is just to give you and bring you a show that it is going to be full of fun, it's going to be full of upliftment. It is going to cover a whole lot of different subjects that you, as you are getting older, might be of interest. So one of the things we're going to want to do is we're going to want to hear from you, please. You're going to find me on social media. You'll have all my tags attached at the end of the program. So you'll find me on different platforms, because social media is one of those huge areas that's of attraction to everybody of every age. And it's where most businesses are growing at the moment. So I had coffee with a friend who's 76 yesterday. And she has, for example, used YouTube to teach herself how to crochet. Literally, she said at one stage, almost frame by frame. It's like, okay, I don't get that. You can stop it. You can repeat it. And she has now taught herself to give herself a new skill. So with all these wonderful mediums of what you have on social media, there is so much that is available out there for you to stay connected to the world. It is one of the things that is very important to me, and I know that it impacts a lot of people who are older, is that they feel alone. And the wonderful thing about media, and hopefully a show like this, is to know that you are in a community, that there are other people in the same situation you are, and that through using social media you can go and find like-minded people. You can go and find communities that are there to support and encourage you at this stage of life. So there are many different subjects that are going to be relevant that I will cover. But what I like to do at the beginning of a new year, as here we are in January 2021, is to get you to do a life audit. I've always been a huge fan of personal development for the last 40 years of my life. And one of my great fans is an author called Robin Sharma. He's written a number of books, but he also did a business development course that I did. And he does something called a life audit that you can do at the beginning of the year. And he has you look at 8 different areas of your life. So you may or may not have pen and paper at hand. But my suggestion is, as I said, you may well be catching this up on a replay or on your app. Stop it for a minute, grab pen and paper. And I want you to write down these 8 topics. And then I'm going to ask you to stop and think on a number between 1 and 10. If 1 is low and 10 is high, where are you right now in this area of your life? Because there's nothing like a new year to allow you to, A, review the year that's just been, as strange as it was, and to think, okay, I want this year to be different. I want this year to be better. Because you can do that, and it doesn't matter what your age is. You can still aim to have a better year than you did last year. So these 8 things are, number 1, we start with your inner life. So that can be your spiritual life. It can be your personal development. It can be just that inner sense of well-being. Number 2 is about your health and energy. There are so many people who have been impacted with lockdown, and in England they call lockdown large. So thankfully, the one aspect of my business that deals in health and wellness, I've been able to help people improve their health. So that is an important thing. So where is your level of health and energy at this moment? I know that mine is just right through the roof. Your family is the 3rd one. So number 3, family. What is the relationships with your partner, with your spouse, with your children? And then with your extended family, if your parents, if you have them, and obviously sisters, siblings, and all those extended relatives, depending on your age. And I think that's another thing I would quickly say as to who this show is for. If you're younger, guess what? You have probably got older relatives, whether they're going to be parents or grandparents, who could benefit, might well enjoy the show. And by reverse, if you are an older person, then you might have younger people who might also be interested in the show, and they need to know about the things that interest you and what you need to do. So that's family. Number 4, just to make sure I get them all in the right order that he used to do them, talks about career. Now, I respect that if I'm talking to people who are 60 plus, you might be retired. But for me, at 60 plus, I do not feel old. I don't like going to places and being offered a pensioner's special. Number 1, I don't draw a pension. And it makes me feel old, and I don't feel old. So those are just kind of words that I don't like to use. I am still working. This is one of the things I do. One of the things I like to share, and you're going to get to share with me movement, and I'm going to introduce you to Ageless Grace in the second half of this show, which is going to show you how easy it is that whatever your age, you can keep moving just 10 minutes a day. So we're going to look at that. So you may not have a career at the moment, but you might still have a need to be making an extra income. And that is one big area for many people. As I said, even people I know in their 70s, are still needing extra income. They do not want to be a burden on their children. They do not want to have to ask their children for money. They'd like to know that they had their own money to buy their family gifts. So career, finances, and number 5 is financial. So what is your financial situation? The reality is we are all living longer. And we want to live with good health. We want to be able to maintain wellness, and it is important, therefore, that your financial situation is to give you the level of comfort that you want as you go forward. One of the things I do, and I will talk when I introduce you to Ageless Grace, is I work in retirement homes and frail care centres. And it costs an awful lot of money to be able to live within those communities. So we have covered inner life, we've covered health, energy, we've covered your family, your career, and your finances. So number 6 is what Robin Sharma uses the word circle of genius. It's about putting yourself around positive people. Thankfully, on the internet, there is just so much wonderful material of inspiring people that you can go and watch their shows and their clips, whether you're going to like someone like Simon Sinek, Robin Sharma, Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn. There's just a wonderful, wonderful wealth of people out there who can give you information and they can give you inspiration. Now, number 7 is adventure and lifestyle. I realize with the pandemic, we have not been able to travel in the way that we used to. But guess what? We can be armchair travelers. I'm going to do some traveling with you and just show you how you can go and visit places and do it through this wonderful, wonderful window of the world that is the internet that connects us all over. So that is number 7. And then 8 is influence and legacy. So I just want you to look at, on numbers 1 to 10, where are you? And then the intention I want you to have is to choose just one thing in each of those areas. So I will be on expanding in those different areas through the course of the show, that I want you to be able to realize that wherever you are now, you can take it to a different level. You don't have to stay where you are. As the business philosopher Jim Rohn used to say, you are not a tree. You can change and you can still be growing. And that is what the third aspect that I want to really get to show you today and introduce you to is this wonderful program called Ageless Grace. So yes, this program was created. The Ageless Grace Brain Fitness Program was created, launched in America in 2011 for the older population. But there is a division of it that is done totally for children. But it also works perfectly as a break in your office. So if you just want to do 10 minutes of movement, knowing that you can be sitting in your chair, but getting that whole body moving and getting your brain sparking, then we're going to do that after the break. So that's me, that's Gina. My passion, as I said, is health, is to help those as they get older to stay healthy, to stay active, to stay contributing to their own lives and to society, and to keep these brains fit and moving, and to share and find out about all different sorts of subjects and different sorts of places, and to have fun. You know, I heard the quote only this morning to say, you don't know how bad you were feeling until you started feeling good. And I want to bring energy, I want to bring some upliftment, I want to bring fun, I want to bring positivity through to you, through to this show. I want you please to share it with other people, and I want to hear what you want from the show. What kind of subjects are you going to be wanting to hear from? I've got a long array of topics. I'm going to be bringing in various people to chat to and to interview and to be talking so that you get lots of little different ideas of how you can take care of yourself as you get older, but you don't feel old. So thank you. Look forward to introducing you to Ageless Grace after the break. I'm going to be sitting in a different type of chair because I want to be able to move my legs and my arms. I encourage you to be able to do the same, and I'll see you shortly after the break. Well, welcome back to Healthy Aging with Gina. So this bit is all going to be about moving, and guess what? You're going to be able to move in a chair. Now, I've changed chairs just because it's going to be easier to move my legs. You'll see that I've also lost my shoes. You're sitting down in a chair, you're at home. You really do not need to have to be wearing nice heavy shoes, because one of the nice things you want to be able to do is to move your ankles. It's nice not to have weight on your feet. So that is why I want you to be able to sit in a firm chair. You don't want to be in a chair that's going to have wheels and sliding. You don't want to be, it's time to get out of your sofa. It's not to, this section is not about just sitting back and kind of comfortably relaxing. It's about, no, you've got to keep this body moving because that's why we do it. So number one rule, the voice of the body is always wise. What that means is you move within your own range of motion. If you have a bad shoulder and it only goes up there, that's okay. But do some movement, because the less you move, the stiffer you get. You know, this wonderful machine of the human body was made to move. So we want you to be able to move. If you can do the full range and extension of going arms up, arms down, that's fantastic. And the same with the legs. You know, you might only be able to lift it a little bit. You might need to be able to give it a bit of help. That's also okay. So we're just going to be able to do what we can. Now, Ageless Grace was created as a brain health fitness program. I'm just going to introduce you to a few of the 21 exercises today. It's about loosening up the joints. It is about being playful. It's about having fun. It's about creativity. It's about working on neuroplasticity. It is about knowing why, as I said earlier on, you can keep learning new things. That expression, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, actually ain't right, because you can. Our brains can be creating new neural pathways. We can be learning and absorbing new things up till the time we die. So let's get these brains moving. Let's get these bodies moving. Let's have a little bit of fun. We've got some music for you. And all you've got to do is you just got to copy and you've got to watch me. So if you're ready, I'm ready. And we're just going to start getting with all the joints just loosened up. Okay, so we're going to start just with the fingers to begin with. All right, I just want these fingers waving. And then you're just going to push the arms out and back. Push. Just find the beat of the music. It doesn't have to be fast. Just push. Last one of these out, and we're going to keep the hands out. Turn the palms up and then down. A little quicker. Bring the arms down by your side. Okay? Do it your speed, your range, but we're just rotating these shoulders, getting them going. Okay, now we're going to touch the hands to the shoulders. Shoulders. Up. Shoulders. And down. Up we go. Nice. Perfect. Touch. Push. Remember what I said? If it's comfortable to only do a little ways, you do a little ways. But if you can do the whole way, you take it all the way up and in and out. So this is all about just flexing up the upper part of the body, the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist, and the hands. Let's take them down by our side. Shake them out. All right, now you're going to, if you're not sitting back in your chair, I want you to slide back. You can walk your bum back if you need to. You're going to lift these legs up. I want you to flex these feet. I don't know if they're clean or not. I'm just going to have to hope that they are. If not, I'm going to blame the studio carpet. Come on then, let's take these feet round in a big circle. So this one's all about just loosening up as many of the joints. So if you can imagine, if you've been sitting in your chair for hours, just a nice little break to do that. Take the hands as well. Change direction, both in. Nice. All right, we're going to keep these feet up now. Bring them in. And we're taking the hands out and the feet. Quicker. Nice. All right, just to mess with your brain now, I want the feet in. Take the hands out. Now you're going to reverse it. Oh, this is what I mean about keeping your brain awake. Good. Nice. All right, we're going to put the feet down on the floor. One hand on the knee and just circle. One foot, one wrist. And change direction. Good. Oh, you're putting that on your hip. I think I am. Other one. You're going to always balance the body. Other side. Round we go. Good. Ankle. Taking it from the hip. Getting that knee going. Change it the other direction. Ah. All good, all good. Now, the next one we're going to do is about working on our spine. So I want you to sit. And if, like me, you've got short legs, I have to sit a little further forward on my chair. I want my knees over my feet. I want you to open up these feet a little bit. We're now going to do hands are flat. And I want you to reach out, so we're stretching out the spine. These set of exercises are all about focusing on those 26 joints in the spine. Cervical, your thoracic, your lumbar. So again, you just go as far as is comfortable for you. Your arms are flat and stretched out. Doesn't have to be fast. Now we're going to change direction. Everything goes one way. Goes the other way. Round we go. Good. So our spines get very tight, so it's good to be able to give them some movement. Now I want you to bring these legs back in. I want you to take one leg forward Arms are flat, and you're going to push forward with your chin and with your hands as if you're stretching across a table, and come back. With your foot pressed forward, there's no reason to fly out of your chair. Nice slow movements. That's good. All right, change feet, other foot forward this time. You press out over that one. Good. Lovely. These are just 2 of the exercises out of the 21, but each week we're just going to film 10 minutes to kick off the show. We're going to start with the movement, and then we're going to do the interviews afterwards. Last one. Okay, great. I want these feet open slightly, one hand on the knee, other hand on the shoulder, and you're just doing some stretches down to touch that hand. And change size. I want to even it up. Just make sure we do 2 on the other as well. So, very good. Okay, now the next one's all going to be about releasing our hips, knees, and the ankles. So let's get these feet moving. Get the arms moving too. All right, just want you to have a flavor of ageless grace and white. So much fun. Just a few minutes of movement's going to make you feel better. Let's kick these legs out. One and then the other. All right, how about stepping it out to the side? And we step side, side, side. And a little tap with your heel. Come on, let's get some coordination. You're going to make one heel tap and one is just going out. You're staying on the same leg. All right, let's change sides now. So this heel is now tapping, while that one goes in and out. You've got to think about doing both. It's amazing how it gets people's coordination, this. It's a tap and it's a taking it out. Out we go. Very good. All right, and we're going to take one foot in and out. So. As we know, hips and knees are 2 of the big areas that take a lot of strain. And other side. Change, change. You can be alternating or you can just stay on one side. Very good. Well, listen, there we are. That gives you a little flavor of what the Ageless Grace exercises are all about. They're about moving as much of the body as we can. They're about having fun. They're about being playful. And to realize you can all do it in your own chair. You can do it at home. You don't even have to wear your trainers. You can have little bare feet, or if you prefer to wear socks, you can do that as well. That is the beauty of this exercise program. What do I mean? This is for anybody. If you've got grandchildren, get them here and doing it with you. You can do it in the office and have fun over that break. Listen, I had great fun introducing you to Healthy Aging with Gina, and I really look forward to sharing it with you in the coming weeks in 2021. I wish you a Happy New Year.